is Will, and welcome to the distorted transmission for today. I'm talking to a band called States. How are you?
Well, thanks. Good, Will.
Progressive rap rock group States use multi-genre influences and hard-hitting live performances to make a unique sound of their own. Pretty bold words. So could you guys introduce yourselves, please, for the benefit of the audience?
Hi, I'm Ruben. I'm Chris. I play drums. Ruben plays guitar. We're a five-piece band, so there's three other guys who aren't here today. So we've got two guitarists, a bass player, and a singer/rapper.
Right, and their names are?
Nick on guitar and Rob on bass, and Scott is our vocalist.
Excellent, cool. That's the intro done. So I've been aware of States for a while now, mostly since Chris plays drums for you, and we had musical ties back in the day, as he plays drums, or he played drums, I should say, for Heathen Eyes. And when that disbanded, the vocalist Jason joined the Primacy crew alongside me in 2014. But maybe we can expand on the band's history for everyone's benefit.
I'm pretty much the last remaining member from when it started back in late 2008, early 2009. So yeah, we're going on a while. But I guess the current incarnation with the majority of members has been running for about 5 years. So probably around 2016, 2017 is where we sort of formed the nucleus of I guess where we sound now, and it's mostly been refined in the last three years. So I guess it's almost like saying they were different bands, but it's all sort of run under one moniker. And over time, the sound has kind of evolved as people have shifted in and out to sort of where we are now.
As far as musical releases go, I tried to dig back as far as I could, because you don't have a Bandcamp. You've got stuff on Amazon and Spotify and stuff, and I don't really use streaming stuff, so I'm a little bit archaic in that regard. So all I could find was that you did release sort of an EP back in the day, a few other things, but it seems that recently you haven't released a lot of music. You released Relentless last year, and I think you're back with more to offer shortly at the end of this month, I believe. So what have you got in the pipeline?
Yeah, we got a single coming out, Hostage, which is out on the 27th of May. And we recorded 4 songs, partly. So being an old school drummer, I refuse to play electronic kit or programmed drums. So we went to a big room and with a big drum kit and recorded some big drums. So we recorded 4 tracks doing that. And we're in the process of basically finishing those songs off. And obviously with the last year with COVID and all the rest of it, that's kind of curtailed our plans a bit. So we've had nearly basically a year between these 2 releases. We've got this song coming out in a couple of weeks' time. We're back in the studio with Zoran right now, doing the other 2. So we've got 2 more tracks to follow. So the plan is to get those out this year.
All things go well.
Yeah. So everything goes to plan. There'll be subsequent singles coming out throughout the year.
Would you consider yourself to be a band that sort of relies on sort of like single releases only, or are you looking at releasing like a body of work? What's your philosophy there?
I think at the moment, I think the way that people consume music has changed a lot in recent years with streaming, and people are sort of more inclined to, I guess, go for, it seems to be more accessible to drop singles more often. I guess a lot of our peers are doing similar things. The most I see a lot of the bands in similar genres, or I guess within the scene of bands that we play in, everyone seems to do, maybe 3 to 4 track EPs more than anything else. I don't necessarily know if albums is a shift away from it, but I think at this stage we've sort of planned on, we recorded these 4 tracks back in, the drum tracks for them back in 2020, I think it was. And our plan for these has sort of been to release them as consecutive singles for the time being. And following that, we may reassess, that probably sometime next year and go, well, do we follow this? Has this avenue been successful for us? Or do we look at compiling something a little bit on more of a grander scale?
But there's heaps of bands are doing that now. Even major artists have gone down the singles route. As Ruben was saying, it's albums, they still happen for sure, but it's expensive for one, and just the way things move, everything happens so fast now. Little often is I think it's better. You know, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying at the moment.
Sure. I mean, there's no judgment on my part. I mean, I've seen successful bands who've tried both models, and particularly if you're a more sort of like if you're sort of aiming for the more mainstream market, I think singles is definitely the best way to go. But if you're into sort of more underground or obscure stuff, then usually like EPs and albums sort of works. So yeah, okay, cool. That's probably a sensible plan for you at this stage anyway. Yeah, cool. So you've got some gigs coming up, so maybe we can touch on those, or you've got a gig coming up, I should say.
Yeah, so next gig is 24th of June. It is with Amanaki and End of an Empire, who's a Wellington band. That is at Dead Witch, which is Ding Dong Lounge in the city, well-known venue, which, you know, at the current market, it's a place that could definitely use the support because it's been hit hard, pretty hard. Like most venues these days, hit hard with the lockdowns the last couple of years. So we're more than happy to be playing there and, you know, trying to drum up as much support as possible for the bar and for ourselves. And that's 24th of June. At this
well, it's a day off, so you don't even have to go after work.
Yeah. Long weekend thanks to Matariki. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and get that Friday off. So
how much is it to get in?
$16.
A lot of bands have sort of upped their entry fees, which is probably a good thing. People have been trying to get in the door for $5 or $10 since the 90s. So
I think a lot of musicians for a long time have undervalued themselves, and I think it's good that the scene is actually moving with that in a way, you know, to come up to sort of go, hey, look, you know, we do provide entertainment, and it's not even about getting paid for most of us. It's about actually being able to cover our overheads and keep the bars running at this, you know, the venues running, so we can keep doing this.
And it's the price of a couple of beers.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, beer and a half.
Yeah, a couple of very, very basic tap beers, or a tap beer.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, everything for musicians has gone up. You know, strings have gone up, skins have gone up, sticks have gone up, everything's gone up. So
yeah, the overheads are always high doing this sort of thing, and I think it's that one job you do because you love it, not that one pastime you do because you love it, not because you're going to get paid. You know, I think musicians are the classic analogy of, you know, they're the people who spend like $10,000 on their equipment, drive like a $500 car, and go to a gig where they get paid $50. You know, and it's the opposite of an economical model, but
with a gas tank full of gasoline that costs $3 a litre. Yeah. So.
Exactly. You know, most cases, you know, I mean, if I make $10 in a night, that's usually a Big Mac combo, so it's a win.
Oh, I was also going to talk to you about your music video, because you actually recorded it in the room you're in right now.
Absolutely.
We did, yeah. So we're at States HQ, which has turned out to be really handy. So we rehearse, we write here, and it's a big echoey space. So it doesn't sound great, but it's heaps of space to make a music video. I
saw a photograph of it on your Facebook timeline, and it's got like polished concrete floors.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it's going to be quite the reverb room, that one.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah. I mean, even the drums, obviously you deadened them down as much as you can for the video, but they were still pretty loud. So it was good. I mean, it was my first go at making a music video, so it was good fun. It was a lot of work, and it was a steep learning curve for sure. But we cracked it out in a day. It was a long day.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of prep that sort of went into it, but it's you know, we thought we'd approach it with a bit of the DIY ethic to sort of see how much, if we had the tools to do it, you know, well, did we actually have the skill to do it? And it's actually amazing a lot what you can pick up from watching what other people have done. You know, the internet is a great source of information.
Teacher.
Yeah. As it was intended to be, and you know what you can't learn by just watching a clip on YouTube these days is pretty minimal.
All right. Well, I guess we should probably wrap it up because we don't have a lot more to talk about. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the end of the interview?
Well, look, thanks for having us, Will. This has been great, and just want to say, everyone, check out the video when it's out in a couple of weeks' time. Come to the show on the 24th. And just look out for States because there's plenty more for us coming this year.
Yeah, and I'd sort of like to throw in that, you know, thanks to Zoran Mendonza for all his time and effort with the recording that we've got going on and all the stuff we've got done in the past. You know, shout out to places like Ding Dong Lounge for always being supportive of us and other bands, and throughout sports, and just people following us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. You know, we've had a lot of engagement with people lately, and we hope that'll continue going forward.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for your time this evening, and all the best with the music release and the gig. Cheers.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks for watching.